The following is a presentation of the Retro Network.
Welcome back, everybody. The Thrift Store Horde is back together. We're recording right before Christmas. Hopefully it'll be released right before Christmas. So Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you guys, Kevin and Adam.
Oh, yes.
We're all in the Christmas spirit. We just recently were together about a week ago, or less than a week ago, recording the Time Machine. They sat in for Mickey on the podcast, and it was great to have those guys there. And we're spreading the Horde love everywhere. You know, good. We're spreading the goodwill to our friends.
I was going with spreading the Horde love, kind of like a episode of He-Man or She-Ra.
Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, we're back. We've got plenty of stuff. The thrift store has been pretty good to me. Pre-show there, Adam said you've got a pile there.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, how's things been for you, Kevin?
It was very dry for a while, and then I was actually doing a drop-off at my local thrift store. I was getting rid of some stuff, and I said, I got a couple minutes, let me go inside, and that was the big one since last recording. The one that I almost didn't do ended up being the most fruitful one.
I've gotten one or two things from here and there that have just piled up. It wasn't like any one big score over the last, whatever month since we last recorded. So, well, let's get into it. Does somebody want to lead off? We didn't really have a agenda for this episode.
Yeah, I mean, I can. I'll do a couple things
okay.
Here. Obviously, got the VHS flowing as usual.
Looking nice.
And recently on the Rental Return podcast, when we were kind of doing our primer episode for season 2, we were talking about sealed VHS and how that's become like a real big ticket item, And yeah, as you saw from my crazy eyes, I'm like, it's crazy. So I don't know that these are super valuable, but as going forward from that, I've noticed that they're starting to show up more and more. So first off here, this is a sealed 50 classic cartoons, okay?
Right.
Like, this feels like the kind of thing probably at a pharmacy is where you would have found this. They got the whole list right there and everything. So nothing super exciting, probably eventually at a 99-cent store it ended up there. But it's a real thick tape. Like, it's a heavy duty. It's not like one of those, that, has the extra long play going on it. But this one was interesting. A copy of Highlander 2, The Quickening, still sealed here. Still got its little tag and everything there. And this is my second copy, and it's a different cover. So that's always my favorite thing, is when I find a later edition, but it's still early enough that it's interesting, that's not like, Fox Classics, like when they start really saying this is our back catalog, I like. But today, because whenever we were going to record, I always love to run over to the store real quick. So if there's something fresh and the excitement is there. So this is kind of the big one of today's find, not sealed, but a gem.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Jeez,
so this,
good.
You don't come across these very often, but just the art on this all across is pretty fantastic. So I was excited to get that. This is the Gem Jam episode, 2-parter on one tape. So those are my fun little VHS finds of late.
Nice.
Okay. I've got some VHS finds. I can bounce off of that. Actually, a little bit more than VHS, but I did want to show off. I had to run over and grab what I found for Adam. His video disc. Is that what it's called?
Yep, yeah, RCA video
disc.
Edition.
Mighty Mouse Terry Toons Volume 1. So it's got some, it looks like it's maybe some water damage. That's always when I was texting you. I wanted to see if I could get in there to make sure the disc was okay, but I guess we'll find out. But there was a bunch there. It was all cartoons. And Adam said, give me Mighty Mouse. So
yeah, I was saying that one was in the best shape and it looked beautiful. I just love that graphic. So I was like, even if it doesn't play, that one's a nice showpiece. So
yeah. So over the years, I've found a few nice DVD set scores. One being the complete Transformers DVD set, the
Ooh.
series, the original series. I think I got that for $10. And that's the
wow.
Shout Factory one. Just random. It wasn't even in the DVD section. It was in with the books. So somebody wasn't doing their job that day. I found the Jetsons season 1 from the Hanna-Barbera collection, which I think typically goes for maybe 20 or 25 bucks on Amazon. $4. The discs are nice too. And one unique VHS that I found a while back, and then I found a DVD. G.I. Joe. This is from 2000. This one's actually from 2004. The tape. Valor versus Venom.
Oh, that's the snap case?
It's a clamshell.
Yeah. Huh.
So it says there's some kind of special feature on here about playing a G.I. Joe trading card game. So I have not watched it yet, but just this past weekend, I found a DVD of Sky Troops, the movie. So I thought that was, and this is from 2003, a year before the VHS. So we're peddling VHSs, around that time in the early 2000s. But I never got into G.I. Joe this late in its existence. So I'm curious to find out what they're like.
Yeah, there was such a strange time, when they had all the different variations. They kept trying to reboot it and bring it back, and it just never quite caught on. So
there was a later one called Resolute, which only went one season, maybe 8 to 10 episodes. But that one's actually really good.
I remember watching a few episodes of that in its first run. I can't remember what channel had it, but
I can't remember either.
I believe they have now released that to the official G.I. Joe YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So they've done a lot. Hasbro's done a lot with Transformers, G.I. Joe, some of those properties, and they have like a 24-hour channel you can just jump on and start watching, which is really cool, of the Real American Hero series. And they have released, episodes of some of those other series as well. So good on them, for just making that readily available. It is on, I think, Tubi as well, and some of those other streaming services for free. But it's, I can jump into any episode anytime, no matter how bad it is, and watch.
Even the later ones?
I've got through them. I mean, some of them it gets pretty weird, and it's almost like they joined the Toxic Crusaders at one point, But it's G.I. Joe. You throw that name at me, and I'm interested, at least for a little while.
Yeah.
What have you found lately, Kevin?
All right. So, as I've said before, I collect comic strip collections as well as the comics, and they don't really make them that much anymore. So a lot of it is finding it in thrift stores. An old Garfield, Heathcliff. I have way too many Family Circus books than anyone should have.
I've got a couple.
Yeah, thankfully, my current favorite comic strip, modern comic strip, does collect twice a year. And randomly, I found a bunch of them for, I think they were 50 cents each. And that comic strip, if you're not familiar with it, is Pearls Before Swine.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And if you haven't followed it, if you like the Retro Network and the podcasts that are part of it and all of our humor, then you will love this. It's very sarcastic. It is very tongue-in-cheek. And this isn't how it's actually drawn, because thankfully I found 3 of them all together. So it's someone's collection that got dropped off at the same time. Super just stupid puns, slice of life, a little bit about the state of the world and everything. But I also think it's the smartest comic strip going today. And it drives me insane that my local paper does not have it. But I do subscribe to one of the online ones that you can go ahead and have like a couple comic strips sent free to your email every day. So I have that for it.
Nice.
And I have an extensive collection of these books, but I did not have any of these. I was so excited for it. But they're absolutely just I want to say dumb, but I don't mean actually dumb, unintelligent, not intelligent. I mean dumb, just silly, ridiculous stuff. And to find 3 of them all at once, I was very happy. Especially, they're $15 each usually.
Wow.
So I don't know whose loss it was, because they're all fairly brand new too, like within the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So very excited for that haul and to add to my comic collection there. There's a bookcase behind me. I'm starting to put the mass market ones in of comic strip collections and getting all them nice and neat together. But these are going to need a special spot somewhere.
Yeah, the Garfield, I have people looking for the Garfield books for me, trying to complete that run. And I've been lucky to find even some of the specials that are basically adaptions from the specials in those long books. So
the newer Garfield ones are this size too. They're not like the half size strip one. So the more you build your collection, the more you're going to have the weird, ups and downs on your shelf of them.
Well, you just stack the half ones on top of each other.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly. I'm almost to that point in my bookshelf where I can do two rows. Yeah.
Some of the libraries we're connected to do that and have the double stacks going, just because they don't have the space for it anymore. So professionals do it, which means by all means you should just go ahead and do it.
They're nice and easy to find too, because they're always shoved back in with a bunch of stacks of books, and you can almost recognize those Garfield books right away. Or if they're sitting out, they stick out farther than anybody else. So
yeah,
they're nice. All right, Adam.
All right. Well, speaking of needing a little bit more space, so again, like most of what I find when I'm looking at records, vinyl at the thrift stores is pretty much just old stuff from the 50s and 60s, like a lot of Christmas albums, just that's what you find, right? But every once in a while, you get something special that pops out at you. So the first one that I got here the other day is Disco Duck Dance Party. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that just feels like a lawsuit waiting.
Yeah, and it's from Peter Pan, who did all those storybook and records and storybook and tape things. But it's pretty hilarious because this is Irwin. Irwin the Duck is the guy who's singing. But the ones that just kind of crack me up is like there's December 1963, Oh What a Night, but also Kung Fu Fighting. Done Disco Duck style. But the problem is, like, only Disco Duck is sung in the Donald Duck voice for the most part. The rest of it is just like a generic guy singing, doing his jazzy 70s stuff. So but it's still just like the graphics on that are just hilarious.
Yeah.
So you listened to the whole thing already?
No, I only listened to a couple tracks. I could just kind of flipped it.
So because you're saying the one song is the duck version.
Yeah.
Are the rest, would you say it's kind of like the Drew's Famous CDs?
Basically,
where it's a cover, but yeah, all right.
But the other one that came up here, this was really interesting because I remember hearing this on a podcast that Kevin just had one of the hosts of that podcast on his Hellions Talks interview series. So Chan's podcast, Knowing is Half the Battle. Knowing is Half the Podcast, my bad. That's what it's parodying. They talked about Rose Petal Place at one point. And if you don't know Rose Petal Place, it was basically a ripoff of Strawberry Shortcake, right? It wanted to be Strawberry Shortcake so bad. Marie Osmond of Donnie and Marie does the main singing voice. And,
really?
Yeah, it's just really interesting. There was actually like an animated special. That's why they were covering it on their podcast. But this is called A Concert at Carnation Hall. And it's got a really annoying voice for the villain lady. Oh, no, she's not on the cover here. I thought she was on the cover. I think there she is on the back. She's a little spider lady. But this is just a really cool find because it's just a really great shape. And, for somebody out there, maybe Karen Flieger, do you know about Rose Petal Place? Tell us all about it. Jen, come on, pastel paperback.
With them, like one of them's going to know.
Yeah, somebody. But also on the music front, okay, because every time I buy one of these newfangled like boom boxes or like tape players or something, they never play cassette tapes at the right speed. They either play it too fast or they play it too slow. Like there's just, people don't know how to make them anymore when you come to tape decks. So I was able to find a vintage Panasonic tape deck here, and it is beautiful. I mean, it is so heavy. I mean, this is a
There's
piece
no
of machinery.
scratches or anything on that.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
it's just, it is what it is, you know. But also today, one of the tapes that I found, this is just so unique to me. The kids from Fame, okay, singing, you know, their hits from the NBC TV series Fame, produced by MGM Television. But you know what's not on here? The theme song from Fame. So you get all the other songs, the original music they wrote for the series, but not the theme song, which is what everybody wanted. But I just thought that was just kind of a neat little tie into the series. Like, we're releasing the cast album from the TV series. You remember those hits? Anyway, so those are my musical acquisitions of late.
Okay. I can definitely bounce off of that. And I think you might have actually showed this record before, Adam, or maybe it was a book.
Oh,
Cabbage
yeah.
Patch Kids.
I've got that. Yeah.
Yes. Found that for $1 at Goodwill. Actually had two of the same one. I don't know why. It was just random. Because they usually had the same old records, 50s, 60s, people you'd never heard of.
Yeah.
And I saw that. I was like, I'll pick it up. 1984. It was in good shape. Still has the, you know, the sleeve and liner notes on the inside. Never got in the Cabbage Patch Kids, but I thought that was fun. Oh, let's see. How about a weird movie soundtrack?
Ooh.
Okay.
Tangerine Dream. You guys know who Tangerine Dream is?
Sure.
The kind of synth and what most might call retrowave now, but
it's like if you didn't get Vangelis, you got Tangerine Dream. Like that's what you did back in the day.
All instrumental. They did the Street Hawk theme, which I really love, and I there's a couple albums I have of theirs. Found this one for a movie called The Sorcerer that I'd never heard of before. But since it's Tangerine Dream, I thought I'm gonna pick it up because it was in pretty good shape. Nice little shot of the band there on the back, kind of Queen style.
Yeah.
But it's 1977. Is this? It looks like a horror film.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
It's The Sorcerer. So
William Friedkin of all people. So yeah, it's dark.
Yeah. So just based on the cover art, I was like, I'm buying that. And speaking of cover art, I found a couple other ones just based on the cover. This album is from Warner Brothers. It's just called Limo. And it's got this picture of a limo from the front, the city down below. It actually is a double album.
That's what I was going to say. Let's see that whole limo. All right.
Yeah. You get that huge cover there. And it's a compilation, let's see, 1976, I think. But Al Jarreau, Fleetwood Mac, some artists on there, Bonnie Raitt, Van Morrison. So for when you're in the dollar bin and you see a cover like this, that you're just like, I gotta get it. It's a double album for $1.
The subtitle on that, Jason? Music to buy.
Yeah. This one again intrigued me. It's a band does not look like they're from 1994, but it's called 1994. They got a wonderful Countach here that she's standing by, and I listened to it. It's, I don't know, maybe a little bit of heart. They're more of a rock band, but 1994, and it was released not in 1994. It was released in 1979. Wow. So they were ahead of their time.
Looks like it should be hanging up in a hair salon in the 80s.
Yeah. And then my favorite record lately, I don't have many 12-inch singles, but this is, other than Walk This Way, this is probably my favorite Run DMC track. You Be Illin', the 12-inch single. And on side 2, you got an instrumental, and you've got Hit It Run.
Ooh.
So just that cover, gosh. And I think that was probably the most expensive out of all of those. I think I paid like $5 or $6 for a single.
Yeah, but
you better protect that. Paxton Hawley's going to come after you. He's going to want that for his collection.
All right, I'm going to just keep going with the music while we're here. Of course, singles are my thing. Living Colors Type, which I was huge into Living Color. This album, the album name is escaping me. I remember getting it about the time that I had like Vanilla Ice, MC Hammer, right around 1990, and just blew my mind. Awesome rock band, and got rid of all the stereotypes that you would think of for an African American band playing like metal and just rocking out. And of course, they sing "Cult of Personality,"
right?
Which is probably their best known single. All right, of course, I love the Picture 45s. How about Hall & Oates?
Oh, wow.
Oh gosh, I love that on the back. Just staring each other down.
Yeah, that's right up there with the Top Gun volleyball scene, that picture. Yeah.
No kidding.
Oh, come on.
And I found Starship Sarah.
Oh.
Now,
wow.
The reason why I picked this up, I'm not a huge Starship fan. I do like their tracks more than probably most people do. But when I worked at the radio station in the mid 90s, we had a stack of 45s close to us in case something ever happened and we lost the satellite feed or anything, we could throw on a disc really quick. And I remember this one because it's blue vinyl.
Ooh, cool.
And I remember it being blue there, and it just always intrigued me. So I had to pick that up. Found 2 CD soundtracks. I'm looking more CDs now, like just like your CBS videos or something. When they have the red lettering down here, you can tell it's like one of the early CDs from the 80s.
Oh, okay, yeah.
None of these are this, but I found the Roxanne soundtrack.
I love that movie. They're great.
I might send that one your way then. And a great soundtrack, Good Morning Vietnam.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
So I picked those up. And then finally, not really music, but they're cassettes. And I don't know if there's maybe a book that goes along with it, but from 1994, Lucasfilm, a part 1 and part 2 Star Wars tapes called the Jedi Search. So I don't know if that's based on a novel or
I'm sure it is. It seems like it would be, yeah.
I saw those and was like, oh, let me grab those, and I'll at some point I'm going to listen to those. Because I don't see, books on tape I see all the time, but you don't see stuff like Star Wars,
No, that's different.
All right, go ahead, Kevin.
That Good Morning Vietnam one, is it all music, or does it have some of his routines in there as well as extra tracks?
I think so, because there's some listed here, actually a lot of them listed as Adrian Cronauer. So it sounds like there's some of his stuff mixed in between. So maybe he's, again, I haven't listened to it enough. I know the music from the movie, obviously, but I haven't listened to the soundtrack to know if it's him doing his little bits in between songs. Man, that'd be great.
Yeah. So I feel like I've seen both. And the one time I could have bought one, it was just the music. I'm like, that's losing part of this here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I have, in previous videos and months and years, had massive luck at the Dollar Tree, just rating their DVDs. And on a message board that I am on that lets everyone know, hey, Dollar Tree's getting more DVDs. It's the Christmas selection. I'm like, all right, awesome. I went to 4 different ones and they are all crap. I was so disappointed. Some of them were finding like Battlestar Galactica season 5 on Blu-ray in there for $1. Not mine.
Wow.
Some of them were finding like Scooby-Doo stuff, some WWE stuff and whatever. And I'm finding junk, like absolute junk. It's going to sit there forever, probably. Even at the Dollar Tree at Christmas time, the DVDs aren't moving at any of these stores. But I was very excited to find one thing, and I was also shocked to find it on DVD. Now, we're all, give or take, about same age. Did either of you have a subscription to HBO when you were younger, or would sit there and tape way too much when they had the free weekends And you'd be like, oh, they're playing this movie. I got to record it. They're playing this movie.
Disney Channel, HBO preview weekend. That's what I waited for every year.
I watched movies at a neighbor kid's house. I remember like calling down to mom asking if I could watch like Peggy Sue Got Married, you know, on HBO. Ooh, you know.
This was one that was played all the time on HBO back then. Introduction to a certain culture and world and a dance craze back in the 80s, because I was shocked, but there at the dollar store on DVD was Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't even know the last time I watched this. There's a good chance about 35 years ago. There's a real good chance. Absolutely no extras on it at all. Movie's only PG, which my vague memories of it, I thought there was a little more violence, language, and a little bit of sex in it. But again,
they're super tame. Yeah, like I have the original on VHS up here, and they're nothing.
Now, all right, we might do a compare and contrast, because I'm going to be very curious if they got the music right still, or if they had to dub over some other music on this.
Oh.
So your VHS would probably have the original music on it from the, I'm assuming it got theatrical, but from the original version of the movie. But this, it wouldn't shock me if it's something like dubbed over the top of it.
At the very least, even if you don't have the music, you have Jean-Claude Van Damme dancing. He's in Breakin' 2. He's in the background. So
rumor is Breakin' 1 is at dollar stores too.
Okay.
So during my Christmas travels, I have 2, maybe 3 other Dollar Trees I will be going past, depending on when it is, because they're closed on Christmas, which they should be, but they are closed on Christmas. So depending on when I'm going past, I think I'm going to dig into those ones and see if I have better luck than the ones around me. But that was right. I used to find like 20 DVDs at a time at dollar store, and this was the only success this time. But it's a big one. So Adam, I should watch it. I should watch it again.
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Our Dollar Tree seems to be getting more movies in, but it's total crap. I'm not finding anything close to something like that.
Because even like the last round, they had the terrible WWE movies. You know, oh, The Miz is in this movie, and it's terrible, but I'll watch it for fun. I couldn't even find any to just grab for fun as a joke, except for that one. Like, they're all just garbage right now, which is probably why they're there. Also, $1.25 now, too. Oh. Haven't been to your local Dollar Tree yet.
$1.25 tree. Okay.
Yeah, $1.25 tree. In my Dollar Tree, there's an aisle there's stuff that's like $5 now. So
yep, they're gonna change if it's $1.25, they're gonna keep it Dollar Tree, but some of them, if they go up to $5, they're gonna rename them as Dollar Plus.
That's what I was gonna say. Value Tree, Dollar Plus.
Everything going to Plus. Yeah. My freaking company went to Plus. So
my weight went to Plus.
Yeah, mine has too. Yeah.
You know. That's why you're only seeing me from the chest down. Chest up. Yeah. All right. My thing here, is this round 3 or 4? I can't even remember.
3. We're starting 3.
I have strategic piles. It's 3.
Yeah. So I was actually able to come up with a few more books. For some reason, these Stephanie and Full House books just keep appearing. They must have a pile of them in the back. And so I'm stocking up. I don't know why, but I just can't resist. I'm like,
I sent one out with a Christmas present this year.
Yeah.
That I
found. So, and the other thing too is actually, where did I put it now? Oh, there they are. So when Jason was showing these off earlier, he found the Mighty Mouse. I actually found another place that had video discs to go along with it.
Wow.
Great titles this time around. So the original Rocky, there's the other.
Oh gosh, yes.
Beautiful stuff. But also check this out, guys. Little bit of Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
And it says right here, buy me.
I mean,
only $5 at some store that was putting them on clearance, I'm sure.
Well, like you know from collecting comics, a black cover like that looks terrible so fast. So the fact that that's still looking that nice is really good.
It didn't fade or crack or anything. Yeah.
Wow.
This last one here is kind of interesting. The Karate Kid. Okay. But why are there 2 discs? Well, apparently it needed 2 discs. So what happened was I went and bought one. Okay. And then I got it home and I looked at it and I was like, oh, part 1 of 2 discs. So then I had to go back to the store and buy the second one so that I could have the full movie. And that's what I realized. Like I bought a huge lot of them when I bought my video disc player, and there were 2 discs for a lot of them. And I was like, why did this guy have doubles? But now I've gone back and looked and I'm like, oh, it was like when you had the dual VHS tapes. Yeah.
Now you got to flip that during the movie, right?
Yeah.
So you're flipping it on each disc.
Yep.
Wow.
So it's crazy how that works. Then the other thing that happened there, this was really interesting, is that I just happened to throw this on my pile because I don't know if you guys know about Tiger Electronics Quiz Whiz.
Oh my God. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I had one.
Oh, it looks familiar.
I have one right here. So I got this like 5 years ago at a Goodwill, and I've just been, the problem is it didn't have a booklet. It had a cartridge in it here, which is actually, this is just general knowledge. The one I got was computers and games, but just look at those buttons. Look at that color scheme, right? So when I bought the video disc, she was just like, you know what? Just take it. Like nobody else wants this. You can just have it for free. You know,
nice.
Like $4 is what they want originally. Then it went down to $2, and then she's just like, just have it. I was like, thanks. So now I got a nice.
I love that when that happens.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And she's like, come back on Christmas week because we're giving away free toys to the kids. I was like, all right, we're going by tomorrow.
There you go.
Have it around. So,
very nice.
Fun stuff.
Okay, I'm going to do just one here. And, you know, Kevin said that he goes to Dollar Tree, and there's some places, unconventional places. And one of them is the Goodwill website. And I will stress to everybody, because I'll throw something up there on Instagram, found this on the Goodwill website. And people are like, they have a website? Yeah, I mean, it's like early eBay too. Like nobody knows how to list stuff. Yeah. The shipping is always astronomical. Like for because I'm big into trading cards now, and you're buying 5 packs of trading cards, and it's like $12. Shouldn't be $12. So it's better to buy in lots. Like if I'm looking for like 45 records, I bought like 30 those kids booking record sets that I showed off one time. That came from Goodwill online. So you can find some good stuff on there. The people that know what to look for are prepared though. So don't expect to go on there and find like a lot of Master of the Universe figures for dirt cheap, because those go way up. But I can find unique stuff on there, and it's just how you search, how you phrase it, you know, all the little eBay hints and tips that you probably learned over the years to search lot or search whatever, cassette. Trading cards, it's a little bit difficult because you get a lot of just random boxes of baseball cards loose, you know, and it's kind of hard to sift through that stuff. But once in a while, I'll find something interesting. And I did find something interesting. Some trading cards I did not know existed. Starlog trading cards from 1993, I think. Yes, 93. Wow. The trading cards, they're all covers of the magazine, going all the way back to 70s.
That's
so
awesome.
And there's hologram cards in there mixed in, so was very happy to find that. And I got, how many packs is there here? I don't know, at least 20.
So neat. Yeah,
you know, I'm saving up all these packs of cards. I can't wait to start opening some online. But just something like that that's unique, I didn't know existed. You find it on there, you find a good deal. I think I paid probably with shipping like $25. It worked out to be like $1 a pack. Go set up an account on shopgoodwill.com. I'll give them a cheap plug, man, because you can find some stuff on there. And sometimes, you know, you're just looking in the same little spaces of stores and you're rolling the dice. Whereas something like that, they have Goodwills from all over the country. And if there's one locally that lists items on there, you can pick up for free. So it's nice that way. I don't have my local Goodwills are not up there, so all my stuff has to be shipped. But have you guys ever tried the Goodwill site, looked at it at all?
Yeah, I've been on it and I haven't found anything that really has caught my attention because, yeah, I'm trying to find lots. I'm trying to look through, and a lot of it, the stuff I found too, doesn't even have pictures, and it'll just like say, like describe the item here and there, like books and things like that. And I'll be like, do I want to take a chance? You know, so yeah, I've definitely been on. I just haven't had any success just yet.
They have revamped the website just in the last probably 2 weeks, and it's a lot more user friendly. And it depends on the Goodwill person that's putting the stuff up there and how well they can even describe it, because there is an interaction feature where you can send a question to them. Hey, I see 4 book and record sets up here. Do all of them have the records? Because they won't say. It's just used, untested, you know, things like that. So you got to have that communication with them too to get that before you start bidding, you know. But you can get really good deals on stuff that way if you kind of know and will, you know, dig their minds for some information.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because I have ordered on eBay from Goodwill stores. Like, you know, they'll have an account for a regional store. And then like I got like my Tick DVD sets from a Goodwill that had them, and they turned out to be in great condition, you know, but I haven't ordered direct from their site yet.
Oh, one other thing I will show you. Let me reach around the corner here that I got from Goodwill. If I can find it. I had been wanting a Game Boy for the longest time, and I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it because it came in this case.
Oh, nice.
And you know, they all want like 100, 150 bucks on eBay for ones that are just, you don't know what the condition is. And this one I kind of took a chance on because it did show that it was in good condition. The screen is kind of messed up on it, and now I can't get the thing open. Anyway,
it's sealed.
I'll just leave it there.
Well,
but
let me tell you this though. So my mother-in-law was just talking to my wife the other night, and she's like, by the way, you guys got to come and dig through the basement. I know we got that Game Boy down there. I know we get all this stuff. And I would tell my wife, I'm like, you guys had a Game Boy? She's like, yeah, it's just down there. Because her brother has said, my brother-in-law is like, oh yeah, I got the Nintendo too. I'll give you all the games and stuff. That was 5 years ago. And every Christmas, I'm like, dude, where are they? He's like, it's in a box somewhere. We haven't found it. We just moved again. You know, it's like, give me the Nintendo. Come on. So now I got to go to their house this Christmas and just dig in the basement again and find the Game Boy. So
there you go. I did get it open. It came with the Game Boy. It came with the magnifier. Came with a couple games. Came with the cleaning cartridge up there. So just for the whole thing, I think I paid. Well, I know it was 3 digits. It was probably like 110 bucks, something like that.
That's still a great deal, man.
Yeah, for the whole thing, you know, because you'll pay 110 bucks for a Game Boy now, and to come in the case and you know, have all the accessories too. I jumped at it. So that was a Goodwill site thing. So, all right, Kevin.
All right. So, as I was mentioning, I was dropping off some stuff at my local Salvation Army. And I said, I'm bored, I'll go look. And someone like me had apparently just donated stuff. Or their family had, and said, get rid of this crap. Because I could not believe how much of my wheelhouse was all on the same shelf. So I just started grabbing them. I was a little concerned. I thought that the discs were all messed up. No, it turned out there's one that the discs were bad and screwy, but everything I found was perfect. So this is split into 2 because the last round is more timely. And these were $2 each, which made me very happy. So I have a Scooby-Doo DVD collection, and I found Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo Complete Season 1. So it's all set for that.
That they should have paid you $2 for that. Please take this.
Oh, come on.
Get it out of
Anything
here.
with Scrappy in it.
Come on. What do you got against puppy power? Huh?
I like Scooby Dumb better than Scrappy Doo.
The fact that you know it's Scooby Dumb, that I mess with people all the time when we're doing random trivia stuff. I'm like, what's Scooby Doo's dumb cousin's name? And I say dumb, still can't get it. All right. So they also have What's New Scooby Doo Complete Season 2 for that one, with apparently a bonus 14th episode for holidays. I couldn't believe I was doing it, but I do have a Hanna-Barbera collection going, much like Jason showed his Jetsons one. So if I see any of the Hanna-Barbera cartoon ones, I grab it. I found the Smurfs, Season 1, Volume 1, and Season 1, Volume 2.
Wow.
So I had to grab both of it. And I mean,
before
honestly,
the Smurf babies and everything came around.
Before all
The
that.
golden years.
Yeah. Let's be honest, there's only one good Smurfs episode. It's the one where they're poisoned and turn purple.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were just saying the origin of Smurfette one.
What is
No.
it? Gnap,
No.
gnap, gnap,
Get out, get out.
gnap. Yes.
Which I read the original comic for too, and it's very interesting. All right, so then I don't know what streaming services you guys are paying for, but I used to pay for one called the WWE Network. And then it got merged with Peacock, so I pay for Peacock now. However, they are editing much of the WWE stuff. Some stuff doesn't play nicely in 2021, almost 2022. Wrestling's always been a bit tasteless at times, so it happens. But they also remove music at times, here and there, once or twice.
Yeah.
They also remove music very frequently, or if someone is with another company, they edit stuff out for it later on. So if I find any on DVD or VHS, I grab them. So they also had the Royal Rumble 2013. This one had CM Punk versus The Rock on it. Maybe one of the reasons why Punk started getting mad and disappeared for 7 years. And now I can hear him come out to Living Color's Cult of Personality each and every Wednesday on AEW.
There you go.
And then I also found this, which I can't wait. And I feel kind of like, oh my God, some of these matches were that long ago. But best pay-per-view matches of 2015. It's a 3-disc set. And again, this was still only $2 for it.
Nice.
So running time, 8 hours, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT people for all of it. I was super excited to find this as well. So yeah, I mean, literally the shelf was like this. They were all together already. I was like, did alternate universe me come through here? Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I kind of want to go back again this week and see if like stuff was being brought out in batches and see if whoever dropped these off dropped more off too.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
I
Yeah.
might be able to, if the hours are the same, I might be able to do it tomorrow or Thursday. Get one more in before Christmas. There was more found, but that's in the final round.
Okay.
All right. Well, here we are. We have come to the grand finale. So I will say, I'm just going to put it out there because if anybody spots him, I've been checking the plush area for quite a while now because over the last few years, the character I'm trying to find is a little Christmas elf named Frumph. And I don't know if you guys know about Frumph. It was a very like low key kind of regional thing. He used this little red. He almost looks like an alien. He has like a blue cape, a red outfit. He's got little yellow gloves. And his whole story is that he fell from Pfiffenpfaffel, which is on a star, and he fell down to the North Pole. And then he's so tiny, they were worried about him getting stepped on. So they stitched a pocket in Santa's pants. And then Frumph rides with him and he takes care of the naughty and nice list for Santa. And this is I had this as a kid. I had a cassette. I had the storybook. I have the storybook, but I don't have the cassette or the doll anymore. Yeah. And so there was a Frumph a listing on eBay for all of last year for $999 because this guy had like multiple copies of books and records and the doll and all this stuff. I was like, I'm not going that far. So I just constantly am searching. But in the meantime, I'm finding some great stuff. And that is, hey, man. So this is actually the second Bart Simpson doll that I have found. And my other one is different because it has an orange shirt. So it's just like, it's a variation. So it was very cool to find this guy here because, man, just the early 90s, the Simpsons merchandise was everywhere.
I found a complete set recently
Cool.
of all the Simpsons characters. Whatever, 5 of them?
Were they the Burger King ones where they had like tags and they had stuff attached to their hands? Or
I don't believe so. I think it was something like yours that was like the plasticky figures.
Oh, neat.
I can't remember what the price was, but next time I'm back at that antique mall, I'm gonna text you.
Yeah, let me know, because those are so cool. But somebody who was a little softer and would tug at your heartstrings, gonna put a finger out to you. E.T. the extraterrestrial. Just this, I mean, he's in great condition, except for the eyes are just a little bit scratched up, but otherwise he's clean, he's fluffy, he's not stained. Now I had and have now the one that was like the leathery, like faux leather. And what happened was my co-host Jeff from Sequel Quest gave me his years ago. He's like, do you want this? This is the stuff you collect, right? I'm like, yeah, but that faux leather peels. So I have to keep it in a Ziploc bag, and just every year it's just flaking more and more. And ET, but this one I can actually snuggle with and enjoy, So it's just, it was fun to find ET there. So.
Alien dandruff.
Yeah. So that's it.
Okay. Yeah, that ET looked a little bit more like aliens than ET.
You're right. Yeah,
I don't know.
Their little xenomorph.
Yeah. So that's
ET.
a vintage one, I'm assuming.
Yeah. This is from right here. Let's see, what year does it say? It actually doesn't say. Oh yeah, it does. 1982 by Showtime.
Wow.
So this is vintage. I mean, this is
those finding those plush dolls and stuffed animals, as we call them, it's just really hard to find. And just by happenstance, one time I'm going past the small kid stuff, and there was a bin of stuffed animals, and I looked in and I saw Garfield, which is right up here, and he's the ninja one. Vintage. Pulled that for I think $2. Great shape. So it's something you find in the Sears Wish book. Mm-hmm. And it's I look through that section every once in a while. If they have a lot of stuffed animals, I'll just kind of quickly go through there to see if I see any characters that we're fond of. Okay, so I'm going to end with a few books that I found that I was pretty excited for. One that I had passed on several times, and I finally said, screw it, I'm going to get it just for the novelty of it. But I did find Sonic, Dr. Robotnik's Revenge, based on the cartoon show, 1994. And it's got some fun black and white illustrations on the inside there.
Yeah, I have one of those too. And I tried to I was going to read it to my son for bedtime once. And he's like, it's too scary. This was when he was like 4. And I don't know why you think Sonic in Peril was scary to him. But it was hilarious.
Yeah, there are some fun illustrations in that. So just based on it being from the cartoon series, I thought I'd pick that up. This is the one that I passed on several times. It was staring at me. I think I paid $2 or $3 for it. This is a plot it yourself book, The Love Boat.
What?
Oh.
So this is like a choose your own adventure book based on The Love Boat.
If you want to get a drink from Gopher, turn to page 34.
Yeah. I mean, it's set up like that. So you're, choose the pages down at the bottom. I flipped through it, and I don't know, just the fact that it exists is crazy. And I haven't done the research. 1983 is when this came out.
I put it right next to the Love Boat
else
action figures. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
because they made Love Boat action figures So
Okay.
it's like a choose your own adventure and action figures for the love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The full, you could just play it all out right in front of you, man. The Voyage of Love. So yeah, I'm curious to see if they did any more of these plot it yourself books from the early 80s. So if y'all have any of those, let me know. This one was really fun. And I think I paid $5 for it. It's got some pictures in the middle of the cast, but this is an original novel based on family ties.
Ooh.
Alex Gets the Business. And then in the middle, it's laid out like a novel, but in the middle you get some really great pictures of the show cast, color pictures. So I had never seen, and this is early on. I mean, look at Justine Bateman there. I mean, that's
short hair. Yeah, that's weird.
very short hair. So I did not know they did any novels based on family ties. So I immediately was like, I got to pick this up just for that fact. So there you go. 2 TV shows that had their own little novelizations almost, or, original stories. So Kevin, what do you got that's timely you're going to end with?
For the last ones, and this was with those DVDs, there were Christmas DVDs as well, from like within the same world as those previous ones. So what's better than having Smurf Volume 1, Smurf's Holiday Celebration?
Christmas special. Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yep. 'Tis the season to be Smurfy and the Smurfs Christmas special, which I heard from, as Adam was mentioning, a friend's podcast there. I heard that it's awful. And I probably watched it when I was a kid. I have no recollection of it. So this will get added to my holiday viewing. And I'm sure it is terrible, but I have to sit through it again.
Goodness makes the badness go away. You'll get that song in your head. It will not leave until the new year.
So maybe
I guarantee.
Maybe I won't do this then. All right. I don't know if this next one has any music then. Maybe you can tell me. But I found another Christmas one that I've not watched that I've seen on Tubi and Pluto, and like it pops up everywhere there. So I'm looking forward to The Munsters' Scary Little Christmas.
Nice. Yeah.
I just watched that on Tubi, and it's pretty wild. Like it's
Wild
really
good or
wacky.
wild bad?
Yeah.
Wild good or wild bad? Or just wild?
Mostly bad. It belongs on MST3K.
Well, I did enjoy seeing it's not quite the same cast, but it still looked good. It still looked interesting. The disc looked nice and all for it. And I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try. For $1.99 for it. Like my rule for some of these movies is, if Blockbuster and all the video rental stores was still around, would I pay $3 to watch it once? If I would do that, then I'll pay less than $3 to own it. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very happy for that. I don't know when I will get to it, because Christmas at the time of this recording is very soon. And I have a couple more things I still have to watch, like that are good, like Charlie Brown. So maybe I'll sneak these in, but maybe not. So again, for visual, that was what I wanted to do. I had to grab them all.
That's awesome. I had one more Christmas thing since we're on Christmas. Right before RetroCon, when I came up and stayed with my buddy Wyatt, we went to this huge thrift superstore, and I found something I'd been looking for. It was the Thomas Kincaid puzzle of Christmas Vacation, their house, and it's got the tenement on wheels in the driveway. I had wanted that puzzle for a couple years. I had it in my Amazon wish list, and it was always like 20, 25 bucks. I found it for like $2 there, $2 or $3. And recently I was in I think it was Goodwill, and found A Christmas Story Thomas Kincaid puzzle. And that was like $2. So I found both of those puzzles at the thrift store after had wanting those, the Christmas Vacation one for so long.
Is the leg lamp in the window? Is that?
It is.
Okay.
It is. It's going to be impossible to see it in the picture, but
yeah.
And it's kind of weird because they got the flagpole and the school on the other side of the house, which it was that's not quite.
They had quite a treacherous walk past
right,
Scott
but you got to
Farkas.
get it in there because they're all gathered around the flagpole, and you've got the Bumpus's dogs over here, and I mean it's glorious. So I love finding stuff like that. Yes.
Say, speaking of little Christmas Easter eggs for all of our viewers, if you haven't noticed yet, Adam's spinner rack of VHS tapes is all Christmas themed, and I've been staring at it every time he talks, checking it out.
See the Christmas Story. Yep.
Well done.
Nice. Oh, there's a Grinch. Yep.
Yeah, got a couple different copies of the Grinch. So, of course, he got many releases.
I got a blue cover actually of the Grinch.
Okay.
Yeah. Still have that one. Nice. All right. Well, I guess that's gonna do it, right? Anything else you guys want to throw out there?
No, I think we're good. I mean, that was a pretty good
fun
pile of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some good stuff this time. So want to just say thank you to everybody watching and that are subscribed to the TRN TV YouTube channel. And we're going to try to do this about once a month, get together just based on what we can find. Maybe I'll figure out how to fix my aspect ratio so I'm a full 16:9 and not 4:3. It's killing me. And I record from my phone, so I don't know if we're going to get the picture back and forth format again or not. So I apologize for going. We had a nice little setup there when I was recording with my laptop, and those videos seem to work well where I could zoom in and zoom out on everybody. But for now, I'm going to use my phone, and I'll hopefully figure it out. Anyway, thank you guys for subscribing. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you. I'll even say Merry Christmas to the black space that's hanging out there. If you can see us all of us. Anyway, appreciate you guys. It's always fun to get together. And everybody, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Follow us on Twitter too, if you don't, and Instagram, because I do post pictures up there as well, and our individual channels too. I always put a link in the notes here to subscribe to our individual channels because we throw up little reviews, and Kevin opens comic books, the blind bags, and all that stuff.
Stack I have to open too.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching, and we will catch you next time on the Thrift Store Horde.